need to do is to double-click on the Adobe After Effects CS5 icon on your desktop to launch the program. Once the program is open, I'm going to go to File and scroll down to Save As. When I do this, it brings up my Save As window, and in here I can determine the location that I would like to save my new project to. In this instance, I'm going to select my desktop, and then I'm going to go down to my File Name area. In here, I can change the name of my project. I'm going to type in AE Project 01 and then hit Save. When I do this, it will save my project to the location that I have specified, and I have now successfully created and saved a new project. To create a new composition, all you need to do is to go to the top of your screen and go to the Composition File menu. When I click on this, you'll notice that I have an option to select New Composition. Otherwise, I can hit Ctrl-N on my keyboard. Since this is a new project, the only option underneath this particular file menu that is available is New Composition. I'm going to select this, and you'll notice that my composition settings window appears. In here, I can give my composition a name, and in this instance, we're going to name this AE01. Below this, you'll notice I have a Basic tab and an Advanced tab. Underneath the Basic tab, you'll see that I can adjust the preset for my composition, and if I click on this, you'll notice a pop-up appears with all of my different options. I can adjust the width, the height, and I can lock the aspect ratio of this composition. I can select my pixel aspect ratio. I can change my frame rate, my resolution, and I can adjust my start time code and duration, as well as change the background color of my composition. For this example, I'm going to leave all of these at their default setting and hit OK. When I do this, a new composition will be placed in my project window, and you'll also notice that you can see this to the right on the middle of my screen. Adobe After Effects CS5 has two windows, a project window on the left and a composition window on the right. The project window is used to create new bins, new sequences, and to import media into your project. You can also use this window to delete media or sequences that you have created within your project. The composition window on the right is used to preview the footage placed within your timeline or sequence. You can also use this window to adjust the resolution of your project and to view the title and video safe areas of your project that you are working on. One of the most commonly used windows within the software interface is the project window. The project window allows you to do a variety of tasks within your project. For example, I can create a new folder or bin to store the media that I import into my project. To do this, all I need to do is to click within my project window to make it active. When I do this, a yellow highlight will appear around the project window, telling me that it is active. Next, I'm going to go down to the bottom of the project window and select the Create a New Folder button. When I do this, a new Untitled folder appears within my project window, and you'll notice that the name of this is highlighted in blue. I have the ability to change the name of this folder to whatever I would like. In this instance, I'm going to type in video and then click outside of the text field for this folder. When I do this, it applies the name to the folder, and I have now created a new folder within my project window and changed its name. I can also use my project window to change how my footage is interpreted within my project, to create a new composition, or to change the project settings within my project. To change the settings, I simply click on the 8B PC button, and it will bring up my project settings window. In here, I can adjust my display style, including my timecode base, my frames, feet plus frames, and my start numbering frames at. I also can adjust the color settings for my project, including the depth and the working space. And finally, I can change the audio settings for my project. In this instance, I'm going to leave everything at its default and hit OK. To create a new composition, I simply go to the Create a New Composition button and click, and my composition settings window will appear. In here, I can name my composition, and in this instance, I'm going to name it Test 01, and then I'm going to click outside of the naming dialog box. I can adjust the preset for this composition. I can adjust the width and the height. I can change the pixel aspect ratio. I can also change the frame rate, the resolution, and set the start timecode, duration, as well as change the background color. I'm going to hit OK and apply the default settings. And now you'll see a new composition labeled Test 01 appears within my project window on the left-hand side of my screen. To use the composition window, all you need to do is to click within the open area in the composition window to highlight it. When I do this, you'll notice that a yellow box surrounds my entire composition window. Within the composition window, there are multiple options. You'll notice first that I have an Always Preview This View button. Next to this, I have my magnification ratio pop-up. Next to this, I have my Choose Grid and Guide options, followed by my Toggle Mask and Shape Path Visibility. I can see my current time. I can also take a snapshot of my composition window. I can show my snapshot. I can show the channel and color management settings. I have the ability to change the resolution for my composition window, as well as my region of interest. I have the ability to toggle my transparency grid, and finally, I can change my active camera or 3D view pop-up. To adjust the magnification ratio of your composition window, all you need to do is to click on the magnification ratio button. When I do this, it brings up a pop-up window, and in here you'll notice I can adjust the magnification ratio of my composition window. I have the option to fit up to 100%. I can view 1.5% of the composition window, 3.1, 6.25, 12.5, 25%, 50%, 100%, and so on, all the way up to 3200%. For this particular instance, I would like to view my composition window at 25%. So I'm going to click on it. When I do this, you'll notice that my composition window has been resized appropriately. To change this back, I simply click on my window again and select 100%. Next, I'm going to use my Choose Grid and Guide Options button to turn on my title safe area for my composition window. To do this, all I need to do is to click within its button, and this will bring up another pop-up window. In here, you'll notice I have a title action safe area, a proportional grid, guides, and a rulers option. I'm going to select Title Action Safe, and when I do this, you'll notice that a set of guides appears on my screen. If I adjust my viewable area of my composition window back to 50%, you'll notice that you can see the full range of this grid. This tells me my title and video safe area for my project. Lastly, I would like to adjust the resolution of my composition window. For this example, I will select my resolution pop-up window and scroll down to quarter. This will now make the viewable area of my composition window in quarter quality. This will not affect the actual image quality. However, it will affect the quality of the preview of the image within my composition window.